Sup guys, this is Krishna107 on Twitter. As you can see, I've got my Jacob and Leonidas is down there. Okay, I'm doing this video because of course there were two major movie trailers that I didn't do a video about. So I thought it's time for me to talk about Rocket Raccoon. As you know, the summer movie season's getting ready to start. I know on Friday I'm gonna go see 300 Part 2. It might not be bad. I really don't care. I like those type of movies, so I'm gonna go see it anyway. But they released a teaser trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy, which has got the lady that plays Lieutenant Hora. It's got some guy, I think it's from Parks and Recreation, Dave Bautista from wrestling, and of course the wonderful voice of the guy from The Hangover is playing Rocket Raccoon. I'm just, the raccoon is the reason why I'm going to go see this movie, because he had a machine gun. He was just on top of Vin Diesel. I was just like on top of Groot. I'm really kind of looking forward to it because of the trailer. I was kind of questioning whether it was going to be good or not because I've never really read Guardians of the Galaxy. Only thing I knew about it was the raccoon with the machine gun and the talking tree from, I think it was the Avengers Earth's Greatest Heroes, I think. And that's all the gist of what I knew of Guardians of the Galaxy. I know it's going to somehow tie into Marvel Age of Ultron, which will be fucking awesome. That I'm tempted to like, screw it, but you know, it might be good. So it was really interesting, especially when I think Star-Lord like rolls up the middle finger and he's like, I wasn't sure how this machine worked. So it looks like it's going to be funny and it's not going to take itself too seriously. So like that right there already gives like extra bonus points. So and Raccoon with machine gun. There you go, enough said. The next really big trailer was Godzilla. That got my attention. I am a huge fan of monster movies, and I watched Gamera. I think it's Gamera on I think it was Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I love that shit. I mean, I love Godzilla. I like the one from, I think it was 99. It wasn't half bad. It wasn't enough kaboom. There wasn't enough angry Godzilla. It was more sciencey. This looks less sciencey, more shoot 'em up bang bang. I was like, you had me at the shoot 'em up bang bang. And you just see glimpses of it. And it kind of gives you an explanation of why Godzilla exists and them trying to kill it. And you see Heisenberg, and I'm like, right there, you had me at Heisenberg. Great. But you see Godzilla and he looks fucking huge. This might be the biggest Godzilla since God knows when. And it looks like the old school Godzilla. And then someone else pointed out that you actually see a big ass pterodactyl, and I'm like, that's a monster that fought Godzilla. I'm like, oh, epic monster battle. I'm like, dude, you got me. You got me, man. You know I love monster movies, and Godzilla is the Mac Daddy of all monster movies. It looks really cool, really exciting, and I love the end where you see the doors closing. All you see is the big ass mouth and the epic Godzilla yell. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be good. I cannot wait for Godzilla. I don't see anything else besides Godzilla and Captain America. I can die happy. Cause you get the sweet spot with monsters and robots, and like, you know, the inner little kid in me goes, yay! Well, that's my video, and they've started casting people for Gotham. I'm really kind of excited about this because I'm not a big Batman fan. I like Batman. I just like Wonder Woman and Superman and Hawkman and Hawkgirl just a little bit better. But it looks like they're doing a young Batman, and they've got I can't think of his name, but he was in Southland and the OC playing Commissioner Gordon. So it'll be really exciting. I think the first major villain that they're gonna have, I believe, is the Penguin. I'm like, holy shit, they're going for the gazongas. they're going for the big guns, and I'm really excited. They've also cast John Constantine. He's a Welsh actor, and I hope he does John Constantine very well, because I'm a huge fan of Hellblazer. And even the movie, it's not as good as Hellblazer, but it's like a guilty pleasure movie that you just enjoy you watch for the enjoyment of it. So that's my spiel, but I do have one more thing, and it's about Zack Snyder. He did something today that well, not today, but I think Monday or something, where he was talking about The Watchmen, and I must admit, I'm a huge fan of the actual graphic novel by Alan Moore. The dude looks like Gandalf, and, and Dumbledore made an evil baby. But I love the way he writes. He writes out of the box. I mean, I love Top 10. I love League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. But like a lot of things, like let's say anime and mangas don't translate very well in Hollywood. They really don't. I mean, we've all seen Avatar. I haven't seen it because I happen to like Avatar enough to not watch that movie. Or Dragon Ball Z. Which is weird, because Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai really aren't that bad, but that movie was awful. But a lot of things like exact adaptations of novels and graphic novels don't work very well. A lot of them really don't. And if you've seen the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then if you've seen the movie and you've read the comic, you see there's a big difference. They strayed too far from the source material, and it just was horrible. And I love League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I love Nemo and the Harpoon Gatling gun. Why wasn't that in that movie? Why was that not in that movie? You just sit there, you're like, you have such great source material, and then you don't use it. It irks me to no end. And The Watchmen stayed very true to the source material. And I was happy with it, because it was like Alan Moore's vision seen through Zack Snyder's eyes. And it was beautiful. Even the ending. If you've read the ending, here's a spoiler. It's a gigantic starfish squiddy thingy that destroys everything. That's too outrageous that it would just not have translated well onto film. So he used the big blue bomb, and it worked. As someone who holds that comic to a standard that pretty much falls into the Kingdom Come, I think Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman goes into that category, where it's just perfect the way it is, and don't touch it. It's like that, and people get so mad because he was like, oh, you saying so true to the comic, and he's like, yeah, I spared you from what it could have been. If you've read the graphic novel, giant starfish thingy really is not going to translate well, and people are not going to take your movie seriously. And that movie is a very serious movie, because it puts in your mind what really would happen if heroes were real, if we really had superheroes walking amongst us. Who watches The Watchmen? And I think that to me is a very powerful concept, a very powerful question to ask. Who watches superheroes? I don't watch them. Someone has to keep them in check. And just imagine if no one was there to do anything about it. And, he was like, I did what I want. I made the movie I wanted to watch. I'm like, I'm glad you did. It's just like with Man of Steel, people are still talking about casting. I do not care. I am looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with Lex Luthor. Even though I think Gal Gadot needs to eat a sandwich, she's like really pretty. And I'm like, dude, you did good. Because you could have picked someone that was okay. She's really pretty. She's exotic. That's what Wonder Woman is. And, you can always eat a sandwich. You can always work out. And knowing that they've got extra time, she might get extra big. And I'm trusting him, because I trusted him with Man of Steel, and I got what I wanted. I got a great movie that made me happy as a fan of Superman, who got a lot of other people excited about seeing Superman actually whoop somebody's ass. It's getting me hyped for the fact that they're going to do the Justice League, and who else is going to show up. I hope they do the founding members, and I really want to see Aquaman, because Aquaman is fucking pimp. He's awesome. It's just like, just breathe, people, and just wait to see. Because as he said, he's like, I know what's happening. You don't. And that's the way it should be. I know what's happening and you don't. You know, the same thing can apply to fan fiction. You know, I know what I'm writing and you guys don't till I write it down. And if you see something, oh, that doesn't make any sense, well, you should just wait and see when I explain it. So I think people need to just take a breather. Zack Snyder's right. I know the source material and you don't. And I'm looking forward to seeing her outfit because they're going Greek. I'm like, yes, bring it on. Bring on the Greek outfit. Yes. And trust me, if he does women the same way he does Fiora, Wonder Woman is going to whoop so much ass. It'll make everybody happy. And hopefully, we might get a Superman Wonder Woman moment that'll make me happy. Because that Lois thing just, oh. No offense, Amy Adams, you're really great, but Superman is with Wonder Woman now, and it's canon. Well, that's my video. I actually have to get ready to go to work. First school, now work. So see you guys soon. I'll be posting my video of Wonder Woman and Superman number 6 next week. Yes. Charles Soule actually said that we were going to get 2 surprises, and I'm like, you know, my nerves can't take it. I might actually fall out reading it. So you guys stay tuned for that. War is Coming will be posted tonight. I'm done with it. I just had to go back and edit and fix some things, but it's all complete. And the next one is going to be Barbarian, and we're going to get a preview of Crime of Passion. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you. Awesome. So see you guys soon. Bye.